we've had a tremendous construction success in Florida. This is Lake Okeechobee, which I've known for a long time. Lake Okeechobee, it's a incredible lake, but it's had a lot of problems, and it wasn't properly funded for years. I want to introduce some of the folks here. We all know Governor DeSantis and Mrs. DeSantis. Thank you very much for being here. Done a fantastic job, and Ron took over from a governor that a couple of you know, Rick Scott, who's been bugging me about getting this done for a long time. And no sooner did Rick go to the Senate than Ron started bugging me the same way, and we got it done. We have the funding, and we're doing. I want to just thank the Army Corps of Engineers. Has been fantastic. I said, let's go. We need a wall also on the border. You know that, right? I'm looking at all these walls. I'm saying southern border too. Don't forget our southern border. And we're right now building a lot of wall on the southern border. I want to thank Senator Marco Rubio, who's been very involved in this. Marco, thank you very much. It's great. Been very, very involved in it and very important. Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart.
Over here, sir.
Where are you, Mario? Fantastic job, my friend. Thank you very much. Brian Mast.
Yes, sir.
Congressman Brian Mast. Brian, fantastic job.
Thank you, sir.
Fantastic job. We're proud of you, Brian. Francis Rooney. Where is Francis?
Right here, Mr. President.
What a job. What a job you
Thank you,
do.
Mr. President.
He knows so much about it. And a young, new congressman has done really well. Greg Stobek. Where are you, Greg? Come. Greg Stobek. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. We have something that's very important. It's important in terms of safety. Our secretary, as you know, David Bernhardt, is with us. He's been really doing something very special for Interior. Everybody respects him. Everybody likes him. He's right now up, so I hope you guys can help him get his approvals if you don't mind, okay? But he's acting, but soon he'll be hopefully permanent. He's going through a process that I hear David is doing very well. And maybe I think it might be appropriate if I start with the governor. We'll have, everybody can say a few words about what we're doing, but what we're doing is very, very important. It was very dangerous, and it's a big project, but it's a great project for Florida. And Florida is a state that's a phenomenal state, a very important project. So if I could ask our governor to start, and then we'll go around the horn.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President, thank you for your support for Florida, not just with this, but with the hurricanes and other things that we're working on. We really appreciate it. Really, if you look at what we need to do, you have Okeechobee, and this goes all the way down, really to Florida Bay, the Everglades, and our estuaries. This is a important part, the EAA reservoir, which the President's committed to supporting, and obviously at the state level, Governor Scott got that online. We're going to push forward on that to get that done. We're going to try to get the additional funds from the federal government to raise the Tamiami Trail. And then our state legislature in this session is answering my call for historic support for water resources and water quality. So I think it's great that we have so many of our local officials, state government, and the federal government really seem to be singing the same tune right now. So, Mr. President, thanks for helping us out.
Thank you very much. And I will say, and I think I have to say, because it's really to the credit of all of us together, this project was dying until we got involved. This was really dying. And you know, in 1928, over 5,000 people died here. Everything broke, and they had a problem, and the Corps was just explaining, 1928, they had a problem that turned out to be a total catastrophe, and we're making it stronger than it would ever have been, and it's really in great shape. So, Marco, do you want to say a few words?
Well, we just want to thank you. This is the most important issue in Florida is water right now, and it's actually the algae blooms and all that are destroying property values. And economically threatened communities where people come to have access to the water and they can't go in the water for 3 or 4 months a year because of the algae bloom. This actually is related to that. And your administration deserves credit. You helped pull forward money, use disaster relief money to finish this, which meant that now that money gets freed up for the rest of the Everglades. And you have a chance, Mr. President, and your administration to go down in history as the Everglades president, as the person who helped save and restore the Everglades. And we're going to be very proud to be a part of that.
We have a chance to go down as many things. But the Everglades is very important, and very important to me. Rick?
Sure. Well, first off, my first 6 years as governor, I kept asking the Obama administration for the money to fix the dike. If you look at the risk here, just remember Irma. We thought at one time Irma was going to come right across this lake. the odds are we would have a lot of problems south of the lake. Anywhere that it burst, been a big problem. We've got locals here. We got the mayor of Clewiston here, and it would have been a big issue. So we started bugging. I started bugging the president as soon as he got elected that we had to get the dike fixed, and he came through. He worked with Congress, and we got the money. This dike will be done by 2022. It would not have happened but for what President Trump did and the fact that he took charge of this. He said this is an important issue. He went to Congress and made sure we got the money, and everybody up here that's been involved federally has done a great job making sure we have the money. We're not done. We've got a lot more work to do, and I know the president's going to continue to be a big supporter.
I will be, absolutely. David, could you say a few words?
Well, I think the one thing, Mr. President, that resonates here as an important issue is, first off, this is an incredible partnership of a split between the state and the federal government, and that's everybody pulling their fair share. And then, you know, if you're a recreationist, want to be out in the outdoors, this project fundamentally, long term, is a critical component to Florida lifestyle.
You're doing great. Thank you. Thank you very much on behalf of a lot of people. Congressman, would you like to say a couple of words?
I just want to thank you for your commitment to Florida. You know, water is the lifeblood to Florida, both the Florida agriculture and our tourism industry. So I just want to thank you for your commitment to the Floridians.
Appreciate it. It's my honor. Brian?
Sir, this is Florida's kidneys. Unfortunately, we only have one of them, so we can't sacrifice it. It means a great deal to everybody that you took the time to be here present, to fund the projects, to pay attention to them. It means a lot to the entire state. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you very much, Brian. Appreciate it. Great job you're doing. Francis?
Mr. President, I just want to thank you for this and for a lot of other things you've done to show when a business person gets involved in government, good things can happen. And you are going to save the Everglades. We're doing as much in 3 years because of you that we're done in the preceding 13 years. So thank you, Mr. President.
In a lot of ways, and not really a lot of other locations too. We're doing a lot. Thank you very much, Francis. Congressman?
Mr. President, just to reiterate that you have the mayor of Clewiston here, you have state officials, you have federal officials, but it doesn't happen without your leadership. It doesn't happen without you stepping forward, saying that this is important, putting, in essence, your effort, your leadership, and all of us are here working together, but particular to thank you, because it would have not happened, and what Francis says is right. You have done more for the environment, for Lake Okeechobee, in essence, for Everglades restoration in your 2 years than we have seen in decades. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you know, despite all of that, I saw the general and I said, General, tell me about this in a minute. How are we doing on the southern border? And here he is anyway. Come on, General, say a few words about this project.
Sir, thank you. I shared with the President down by the water that it took us 13 years with the funding that we had to get this project to the halfway point. And with his leadership and all the elected leadership here from the state of Florida, it'll only take us 3 years to get the remaining 50%. We have a great, strong relationship and partners here, sir, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
You're doing
sir.
a great job. Okay, folks, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Brett.
It could be to all trade. Mexico is making absolutely a fortune with the United States. They have a trade surplus of over $100 billion, which is far bigger than anybody understands. They've had it for many years, and either they're going to stop. They have the strongest immigration laws anywhere in the world, and we have the weakest, the most pathetic laws. Number one, Congress has to act. And number two, Mexico, they make so much money from the United States and so many other things, so many other assets. They have to grab it and they have to stop it. We have right now 2 big caravans coming up from Guatemala, massive caravans, walking right through Mexico. So Mexico's tough. They can stop them, but they chose not to. Now they're going to stop them. And if they don't stop them, we're closing the border. They'll close it, and we'll keep it closed for a long time. I'm not playing games. Mexico has to stop it. They have people coming right through Mexico. It's a long, very dangerous journey. Mexico sends buses, they send trucks, they do absolutely, they started at one point a little bit, stopping. They don't do anything to stop it right now. So the caravans form. I've ended payments to Guatemala, to Honduras, and to El Salvador. Oh, no money goes there anymore. We were giving them $500 million. We were giving them tremendous aid. We stopped payment to Honduras, to Guatemala, and to El Salvador. We were paying them tremendous amounts of money, and we're not paying them anymore because they haven't done a thing for us. They set up these caravans In many cases, they put their worst people in the caravan. They're not going to put their best in. They get rid of their problems, and they march up here, and they're coming into their country. We're not letting them in our country. Our Border Patrol, the job they've done is incredible. The job that ICE is doing is incredible. And we have run out of space. We can't hold people anymore, and Mexico can stop it so easily. They don't go through a court system every time somebody steps on our land. You step on our land, welcome to the United States. It's ridiculous. So Congress, and I know you guys are going to work hard on it, but Congress has to fix our broken immigration laws. We're the laughing stock all over the world. People pour into this country. We stop them because Border Patrol is so incredible. But there's a point at which you can't stop them anymore. We have no detention space, no nothing. So Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador have done nothing. Mexico has done nothing. And I'll tell you something, Colombia, you have your new president of Colombia, really good guy. I've met him, we had him at the White House. He said how he's going to stop drugs. More drugs are coming out of Colombia right now than before he was president. So he has done nothing for us. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Float up. Thank you. Thank you. Sir, are you willing to work with Democrats on immigration, sir?
Thank you. We have to move. Thank
Will
you.
you put DACA back on the table for speed up deportation?
Thank you.
Press, thank you. Right up the hill. Thank you. Thank you, Press. Right up the hill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Press, thank you very much. Press, right up the hill. Thank you. Thank you, Press. Right up the hill. Thank you. Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press. Right up the hill. Thank you,
news
Press.
conference at Mar-a-Lago, I think at 4 o'clock, about Linda.
What about more
She's
money
great.
for the Everglades? Right this way.
We're going to be doing more. We're going to be doing more.
When? How much?
Soon. A lot. More than you would ever believe. How are you?
If Russia doesn't leave Venezuela?
About funding for the lake. Healthcare is going well.
Mr. President, back to the van, Press. Thank you.
We are going to have a plan that's so much better than Obamacare. Obamacare is a disaster. We're going to have a plan that is so much better than Obamacare. So the health care is going very well.
Can we just ask you about the lake, Mr. President? The funding for the lake?
We're going to always take care of pre-existing conditions. Just remember that. Always pre-existing conditions. But Obamacare is too costly for people. They can't afford it. And the deductible, which averages more than $7,000, meaning unless somebody's got really big problems, can't even use it. Obamacare is a disaster. Right now it's losing in court. Right now in the Texas court, as you know, probably ends up in the Supreme Court. But we're doing something that is going to be much less expensive than Obamacare for the people. I'm not saying government, I'm saying for the people. And we're going to have pre-existing conditions, and we'll have a much lower deductible. So, and I've been saying it, the Republicans are going to end up being the party of healthcare. Thank you very much.